We've already talked about how we tend to attach emotions to our observations. And whilst I'm not here to psychoanalyze anyone, I do think it can be enormously helpful to understand what's underpinning that feeling. We can wrap up a lot of our self-worth around our horse's postural well-being. And equally, from a professional standpoint, we can wrap up our professional identity with the results that we do or don't get in our work. If we can identify the story that we build around our emotions, in the least, we can build in a coping strategy by seeing the bigger picture. But we can also help to rewrite the narrative, which can release a little bit of pressure for us and also for our horses. The big one I find are feelings of lack. So something's not good enough. And this often shows up as a form of criticism, like a belief that we or our horses are falling short. And the energy around this can be quite heavy and depleting. It frames the observations we make through deficiency rather than possibility. But if we can recognize it, we can shift it towards a more balanced energy, noticing what you see, recognizing what's working for you and your horse, and then identifying room for improvement. From a postural development standpoint, the three big ones I see are frustration. So, for example, my horse is still camped under and I should have fixed this by now. And this can create a lot of pressure for both the human and the horse, and it closes off the opportunity for learning and skill set enhancement. I also see a lot of anxiety. So, for example, something doesn't look right, and what if there's a serious problem, which feels really fearful. The what ifs are quite future focused and they're focused around everything going wrong. I often joke, and I'm being a bit flippant here, but humour me, that we can often go, oh no, I've noticed something a little bit trivial about my horse, and if I don't deal with it, they'll definitely die. And I don't find that to be very helpful. And then another one that I see a lot of is judgment. So, for example, you look tense, and that's bad, and you shouldn't look like that, which carries an overtly critical energy that can really undermine the context of what's actually happening. So I find if you can reframe these observations, you can shape your responses to be more helpful. So, for example, rather than frustration, you can opt for more patience. So, my horse is still camped under. Let's regroup and reassess because we might have missed something. And here we're supporting the opportunity to gather more information, which might more appropriately support the horse. It also gives us a chance to reflect on whether what we have been trying has actually been working. Instead of leading with anxiety, we could reframe for curiosity. So, for example, that's interesting. I haven't seen you stand like that before. I wonder what's going on. This creates space for thoughtful observation and then also for more informed decision making. And then finally, we can lead with acceptance over judgment. So, for example, I see some tension in your face. That's okay. It tells me something about how you're feeling, which creates a compassionate energy, which then encourages more understanding about your horse's lived experience. And then that enables you to adapt to their needs.